everybody, it's me, Marusha. I'm so excited to be doing this Instagram live with you all here. It's for me evening. It's 7:30 p.m. in Brisbane in Australia where I am. And give me a hello. Let me know where you are in the world in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Now, today I have a very, very special someone who's joining me on my Instagram live. And we've known each other for so many years now. And we're going to tell you all about how we met and our whole story. And I just can't wait to introduce you to her. But before I do, I'd like you to have a little bit of a listen because this is what she sounds like. Laura Engel, ladies and gentlemen. And I'd like you to all give a round of applause. Give me some hearts as applause as we connect Laura to the chat. Here she is. Hi. Hello, my darling. Woo.
I managed.
It is so great. Oh my gosh, she's speaking Spanish already. Hola, amiga.
Hola, ¿cómo te va? Mirusia, gracias por llamarme.
Bene. I think that's Italian. Bueno.
Okay. We still need to practice those
do.
few words.
But
you know a few, no? You know a few.
I know a few.
Very important ones.
I know how to speak the most important Spanish sentences because I remember when I once went on holidays to the Dominican Republic, I went to you in a panic and I said, oh, I don't know anything in Spanish except for besame mucho. Like, can you help me? So you taught me the most important phrases, which is dos toallas, por favor.
No, I don't think that was the most important.
Well, the most important probably was dos piña coladas. Piña coladas was probably the most important thing to be having on the beach in the Dominican Republic. But hey, it's so great to have you here. We gaan ook een beetje in Nederlands praten. We're going to speak a little bit in Espanol. It's going to be a really great chat. We've only got 30 minutes. Guys that are watching live, please ask us any questions. Cervezas, yes, cervezas are very
important. I did teach you that too, huh? Remember?
You did teach me that. You did, yes. When I was over the Pina Coladas.
Pina Coladas.
Laura Engel, it is so great to have you here on the chat with us tonight. Or today for you. You're just starting your day in the Netherlands where you live. You live in Maastricht with your husband and your beautiful baby, Matteo.
Which I just brought to the kindergarten. So
you just brought to kindy. Oh, sweet. He's very sweet. I was able to talk to him last night on the chat, which I love. He's such a cutie. Laura,
you have a very pretty, you have a pretty daughter too. So I hope they communicate more.
I know. Who knows? You know, we might be matchmaking them, and who knows? In the future, we might be mothers-in-law. That'd be scary, actually. Laura, I want to talk about you today. I want to ask you a few questions. I want to talk about our crazy life in Maastricht when I was living there around the corner from you. We literally picked houses that were around the corner from each other so that we could be close. I first met you in 2007. I auditioned for Andre Rio at the studio. I left Maastricht with the contract in hand and I was flown back to Maastricht to rehearse the show that we were going to put on the road, which was like a week later, I think maybe even a few days later. It all went really fast for me as a singer. I was 21. But meeting you for the first time was that second rehearsal that I ever did with Andre Rio. And Andre said, oh, I've got the other soprano that's touring with us and she's waiting for you in the studio. She'd like to meet you. So I walk into the studio and there is this gorgeous woman sitting there with the most incredible green eyes. Like, give us a bit of a close-up on your beautiful eyes there, Larry. You got the most beautiful green eyes. And I I just felt this immediate connection with you. I think the most beautiful thing of all was we sang together, and it just clicked immediately, like it was meant to be. But I think the most beautiful thing for me at that time was that I moved to Maastricht on my own. I was just a young girl, and I didn't know much about the world, coming from Australia, where I just lived on an island basically. And you took me under your wing, and you said to me, look, just treat me like your older sister. If you ever need anything, my family and I, we are here for you. Just call us any time of the day. And that's how I met you. So I think when a lot of people watch you singing on stage, they see that same person that really, you've got such a warm heart, and it's just such an honor to know somebody like you. Lara, can you tell us a little bit about how you got to singing and to that day, the day that we met? I'd love to know your journey up to that day, and how you started to become this incredible soprano.
Well, thank you. Well, yeah, for me it was of course, when I met you as well, I felt this. I felt that I thought I could understand you, because I have traveled my whole life. My parents were always traveling, so we would leave one country and then go to the other country, and I would start over again. And I do remember that my first things that the thing is that music and singing is a language which you can use anywhere. So next to the fact that I really like to make sound, and I really wanted to communicate, because when I was growing up till my very young, I was in Africa, in Ghana, and I heard a lot of languages, and I knew that people could not understand each other if they wouldn't talk in the same language. But also I would sing a lot with the people there, and I noticed that it was a mutual common language, and that you actually know songs in another language, and even though you maybe don't understand the words, you can understand what it's about, or share the feeling, or even give each other support. So I think I used this during my life singing, and I did like a bit of attention. I think maybe that's also part of it. But yeah, so I would always do the singing, and it was my way to communicate a bit faster, because we would move fast, so I needed to make big steps to feel at home. And well, that just turned into a more rational and always evolving passion. And I still do it with a little, I love it.
And we see how much you love it. We see that when we watch you on stage, we see your passion. And I think for a lot of people, for example, your Besame Mucho is one of the most, it's a very watched video. I'm just going to tell people how much it's had. 18.5 million views on YouTube. Everybody watching. Laura Engel has had 18.5 million views for Besame Mucho. This song is a song that it's your trademark number, and I think you sing it in the traditional language of Spanish, which is also was that your first language?
Yes. Yes.
But the way that we experience it as non-Spanish speakers, for those of you who are watching who are not speaking Spanish as a language, we still understand what you're saying because of the way that you emote, and you do it so beautifully. And I love watching you perform. Can you tell us a little bit about your training? Where did you train, and what was your experience? Exactly. Lena Murray has just said nobody sings Besame Mucho like Laura Engel does. It's so true. Like it's yours. It's your song. Like nobody else is allowed to sing it ever again.
Well, Mirusia, I think you sang it.
I did sing it, but it was a tribute to you. Laura, can you tell us about your training and where you've trained in the world? Because you've had some really interesting singing experiences and teachers and training. Can you tell us a little bit about it in a nutshell, just real quick?
In a nutshell? Oh, that's going to be hard. The thing is that for me, singing has been the most easiest, but also the most difficult language to learn and to really make it professional, because I am a very emotional singer, and I really so I needed a lot of training, and I love to train. I still love to train, and it's my passion to always be busy with the voice. It changes. Now I became a mother, so it always changes. But I started my studies in the Netherlands, just singing more pop music, jazz, because I really wanted to sing. That was for me the most. My parents didn't put much classical music on, so for me the classical world was a bit of a far stretch, and so I just wanted to communicate. So that the easiest way was jazz music. So I started like that, and then I went. But my voice changed. It became classical and more classical and more classical. And then my teacher said, "Okay, you should try classical." I'm like, "Oh, no way!" But after that, I really enjoyed it, and it just gives you a different dimension to your voice, and also because you don't need any other thing that people can hear you. And I went, so I started studying at the conservatory in Chile, in Santiago, and then I came to Maastricht, and afterwards I also did a master's with an Italian singer.
Amazing.
So yeah.
And I remember you going to Italy a couple of years ago. You went to Italy and you studied what did you do there?
It was more the Italian technique, and also I was doing a master in muziektheater, classical music theater. So I wanted to experiment with classical music and making it more to do something out of the box with it. And so I found this great baritone through my school in that time, like through the college. And that time they had also marvelous teachers. Edward Hoepelman is like for musical also very fantastic. So, but he also said, "Look, you have such a big palette, please use everyone." So this was a guest teacher, Carmelo Corrado Caruso. He's in Sicily, and next to the fact that he was a great teacher and he really helped me and he sings beautiful and all the great things, the first step I made on Sicily was like coming home. Chile is quite far, and so you don't just go to Chile, you have to have time, and since we're all very busy people, once I went to Sicily and I stepped there, I was like, oh, yes,
you felt it.
So next to be able to only be busy with my voice with this great person, I was able to eat fantastic and have the fantastic light of the island, which would remind me of home, and so I could recharge. So it was all over win-win-win-win situation.
Oh, wonderful. We've got a couple of comments here from Alison Jeffries, who heard us both sing in London. She was sitting in the front row, and she heard you sing Besame Mucho, and I sang Wishing You Were Somehow Here Again. And so thank you, Alison, for sharing your comments. Please do leave us a comment or a question if you're watching live at the moment. Laura, I'm going to take you down memory lane. Da, 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 da. It's time for memory lane. Do you remember?
Well, we do have a lot. So
when I want to know, do you remember when this picture was taken? It's very shiny. Sorry.
Oh my God. Oh, wait.
Look at our little faces. They're mushy.
We were babies then.
We were like, this photo was taken the day after our first concert with Andre Rieu. So we both sang solo for the first time with Andre in Boston. In Boston. And we were, look at us. It was so cold. And I was freezing because I'm from Australia. So I was like, what is this? But that's us. And we kind of had matching jackets. It's pretty cute.
Yes, okay. I was like thinking, was my head that big? No, no.
This was taken as a selfie with like an actual real camera. This was before selfies were in. That's how cool we were. Carla Mavioletti has just sent us a little message to say that, Laura, you are a hurricane on stage. Thank you, Carla. That's beautiful. Carla. All right, here we go.
I love her so much.
This is Memory Lane number 2.
Oh, we made it home. Ooh.
Oh,
Where was that?
okay. So we
Canada?
used to.
No.
This is in an underground bar in Maastricht. It's
Oh
a
yeah,
jazz night. You
it was
see,
a
this is
live
the thing
jazz
with
night.
Laura. Laura would always go, come on me, we're going out, we're going to see this jazz bar, or we're going to see this jazz person playing, or we're doing this. And every weekend we would, if we weren't on stage, we would be going to these jazz performances or salsa dancing. We did a lot of salsa dancing as well. I remember that. I'm very uncoordinated, but Laura, you're an amazing dancer. She's everything, everyone. So yeah, that's us underground in a bar.
We should keep that underground, really. I know.
Okay, this next photo now. Okay, this next photo is something because we both share a love for Dutch music, and especially of our dear friend Marco Bussato. And this was the night that Marco and his friends invited you and I to come to see Witlicht. They gave us tickets and we sat, and they were filming that night for the DVD that Marco was filming. And I remember every time the camera kept coming near us, we'd be like, we didn't make it. We didn't make the cut on the DVD.
No.
We weren't talented enough as an audience.
Yeah, but
all
when
right.
I see the picture, I think we improved.
I think, look, we had a good time. And actually that day, this was a hectic day. This was a really hectic day because we sang at Pierre and Ife's wedding that day.
Yeah, but
and then at night
this was late in the evening. Yeah,
this was late. Like, this was really late. This was in 2009. Everyone who's asking, how old are you there? I'm not telling you our age. I'll just tell you the year. You can do the math.
You can guess.
Okay. All right. I've got one last one. And this is featuring some of our friends from the JSO. We used to organize with the ladies of the JSO ladies nights. And you were one of the main organizers of that because you are such a great organizer. And so this is us with Linda and Kalki.
Yes, that was lovely night.
That was a really lovely night.
That was really lovely.
I think it was the Sex and the City movie.
Yes, I think that went. We saw a lot of them in the.
We did all of them.
The touring book, yeah, in the touring bus,
and,
yes.
and the series, and we were sharing the DVDs around. This was before you did downloads, and Netflix didn't even exist yet. Awesome. Now, Laura, I've got a question from somebody who had commented earlier in the week. She wanted to know what happens with all of your lovely gowns and your jewelry in between shows, and is it hard to do a quick change?
Well, during the show, during touring, they're in the very capable hands of our dear Gosha. And she makes sure that everything is stuffed away safely and that it's all there again the next time we have to perform. The quick changes are, as also Mirusia knows very well, very fun, very chaotic. And it's always, like we say in Dutch, op hoop van zegen, that everything is inside and put on when you go up because you don't have no time to check.
Laura, can you tell us about your quickest change, your most hectic change that you had to do? Because I remember you've had some pretty hectic ones.
I remember one in the United States where we were arriving really late. I think we had we didn't have a sound check. We could eat and dress, or not even eat. I don't think I ate before I sang. And that was a hectic beginning already. And then, once you start like that, everything is hectic.
Yeah. It escalates, doesn't it?
But we did it.
And what about during the show? What about during the show, like from one costume to the next, like those sorts of changes? Did you have any of that? Do you have any memorable ones where something may have gone wrong?
For me, always went well.
You're not lucky.
No, yes, I remember. No, I think because I always had a big real change. It was from Mucho to the white costumes.
To the white,
Yeah, no, I think actually I had luck, but maybe also that No, I don't remember. Do you
You're
remember one of mine?
you're a seasoned professional, Laura. Like you don't have issues. I think one of my most hectic changes was probably going from flying as the angel into the slinky red sequin dress.
Yeah.
It was because I was wearing quite a lot of stuff for the special effect of flying. I then had to remove all of that to put on such a tight fitting dress. And the thing that was really tricky was that you've got cables everywhere. You have mic cables because you're wearing a microphone because everything is live. And so basically going from that to the other and then having to do it in 30 seconds, I think that was one of my most hectic. And, you know, there were times on tour where, yeah, the zip it just didn't go fast enough or something got stuck and it was like, ah! And because there's not a lot of light backstage, it's not
No,
that easy to see. And I do
no.
remember a few times where Andre would be waiting. He'd be like, here she is. And I'd be like, no, I'm not.
Oh yeah, well sometimes I had to run on stage and then you would hear like the
Yeah, the running on
yes.
stage is hard. We've got a hello from Ireland. Hello, Marco Mullen. Marco Mullen. Is that like, was that kind of an Irish accent? I don't know. Let me know, Marco. Laura, I want to talk about living in Maastricht. Can you tell everybody about our lives living in Maastricht? Because we were basically neighbors. We lived just in the next street from each other.
Yeah, we even had like the matching shopping carts to go shopping by
We
foot.
did. We did on the wheels. They were the best.
Yeah, especially with all those stones in Maastricht. Well, living in Maastricht is beautiful, as you know, because I think many of you might have been here to see the concerts of the Maestro. It's beautiful, especially now that it's sunny and you have the river. And we also know it quite well by night because we would come home very late from touring. And we would come in my red VVO car.
Oh yes, that little
and
tiny
this
car
had a problem when we would start it in the studio in the evening and it was a bit watery. It would start, but halfway it would just stop.
just to interrupt you, that little red car, looks exactly like the little car emoji that you've got in your little emojis on your keyboard.
Yes.
Every time I see the little red car, I'm like, there's Laura's car. And when you would lock it, you would like, when you'd walk away from the car, you just pretend to do the beep beep thing on the keys. Even though it wasn't an automatic lock, it was such
such an old car.
So,
yes. And remember the time that this neighbor of mine came to help us because it had stopped again and we had to park. So this neighbor, the under neighbor of mine, he came to help, but he was I think he was a bit tipsy.
Yeah, I think they'd had a party. And we were like, can you help us like park the car because it doesn't work anymore? And they were just like, yeah, we can do that. And it was snowing and it was just like,
yes,
we should have just left
really
it. We should have walked away. We should have left it there and walked away.
No, because then I couldn't do my bleep bleep.
Oh,
no, yes. And I also loved, we really love Mirusia, you coming to the Masters because as I said then, and I still feel it, you're kind of a sister for me. And I also love the fact that we had like a family life similar. Like, I don't know if that's because we are also both dual nationalities, but we are always, we always involve the whole family. So you got to know my family pretty well, and I got to know your family, and also especially when I was in Brisbane, and I really loved staying with you guys there and having a bit of the feel that you what you have there. That's really deep in my heart. I really still I mean, I don't have many friends on which I have my mom hugging your mom on a picture.
Our moms are such good friends too. Lara, we're 5 minutes away from half an hour. I just want to see some love. I just want to know. Oh, there they go. All the hearts. I love this. Guys,
Yes.
I just want to know if there's any more questions while we're live here together. I'm so thankful for social media. It really connects us together here. And it's like every time we speak to each other, we said this yesterday when we were speaking, it's just like no time has passed, you know, we just pick up right where we left off. Even though we've all got things going on in our lives, and you have a baby, I have a baby now, I have a toddler now. You know, like things just keep going and life keeps going, and it's so wonderful to have a friendship like ours. And I'm just really thankful for that, and so thankful for Andre as well to connect us together that day. It was really beautiful.
It was really beautiful.
We've got a question. Oh gosh, I don't know how to go back. Is Andre really nice?
Well,
look, if Andre wouldn't be nice,
yes,
we wouldn't be here. I think I don't think anyone would want to work with him. He's a lovely guy. I always say it like this: Andre is what you see on the DVD. That is Andre. Like, he's just the same guy. Like, and I think, and I've said this before, I think one of the most important things that Andre taught me was that you just need to be yourself. You don't need to be anything other than yourself, because otherwise you're just cheating yourself, aren't you?
That's also very important, to be on tour with so many people. So
yeah, that's it.
And
that's
to
it.
have so many nice friends that last for a lifetime like ours, you need to have good judgment, and yeah, you have to have an honest crew.
Lena, I hope I'm saying your name right. Lena Murray would like to know from Laura, is there anything that you have learned from all this lockdown COVID situation?
Oh, I learned that there is so much to do, and that I actually liked being a bit locked down, because we had time for the family. Mm-hmm. I had time to make music, to chat up with friends.
Yeah.
And I really liked our collab with Mirusia. I don't think.
Oh yes, we should talk about that. We haven't even spoken about that. Oh my gosh.
No.
We're together. So
I think we have to meet again.
Yeah, we should do that again. If you'd like to see us talk to each other, oh, look at all the hearts flying. Give us some hearts if you'd like to see us talk to each other again. Laura, let's talk about the song that we recorded in isolation, our isolation collaboration. Can you tell everybody about it and about the song?
Yes, because I was very isolation makes you also think about the past and everywhere where you were, and your passion and why you started. And I always loved singing in bands. And in Chile also, next to my conservatory, I was singing in a band. And we were doing music from Presuntos Implicados. And really, I loved it. And this song especially, we could never do it because I was a solo artist, of course. But I really was, it always stayed in my mind. And because of our dual nationalities and the path we have made and are doing still, when I thought of this song to do it with someone, and you said, maybe we should do a collab, would be nice. I thought this was the song that popped in mind. It's a tribute to our dual nationalities, to all the way that life has evolved, because it changed so much. I mean, we found really true, beautiful guys. I mean, I have Yuri is fantastic, how he helps you, and also with the touring. And I even have a talisman with him. But maybe one day, if we talk
you
again,
and Yuri have your own friendship going on, language. And I stand outside of that completely. I sit and watch you guys, and I'm like, what is going on with those two? Oh my gosh, I want to talk about the time that guys, I think we're going to just go overtime by another 15 minutes. Are you guys happy for that? Give us some hearts if you're happy for that. We're just going to go a bit further. I want to talk about the time that we went to see Aga Fitano, who owns her own, she owns a fascinator company called Aga Atelier, and she makes our beautiful fascinators and headbands for on stage. she had the opening of her shop in Maastricht. So we all went there to see this opening and to spend some time and have some bubbly champagne.
And to adore the new creations, of course.
Of course. I mean,
because I tried them on all, I think.
I have mine on all the time. I don't have it on now, but Arga's creations are gorgeous. Everybody who's watching now, Arga Atelier, you can look it up on Instagram or on Facebook. It's really beautiful, and we wear a lot of her things on stage because they're really, she matches them to any outfit. Like if I was said, oh, this is what I'm wearing, can you match it? She'd do it exactly. So we went to her opening. We were having a great time. And there was this guy constantly hanging around, and he was quite good looking. And I was like, like, who's this guy? And he keeps hanging around, and he kept looking at you all the time. And I was like, who is this guy? Anyway, we left. Like, we were all like, okay, end of the opening. Let's say goodbye. We all left. We all walked out into the streets of Maastricht, and this guy's there, and he starts like walking with you away. And I was like, hang on a minute, are you two together? And you were like, we are, but this is our first date, so it's kind of awkward.
Actually, Mirusia, I remember you leaving, and we were sneaking out too. You turned, you looked at Yuri.
I did a double take.
You said, what? And you came back.
Yeah.
Almost running.
I did one of these ones. I went like.
It's like, and then you came almost running back, and you're like,
yeah, hang on a minute. That you're together. Hang on, what's happening? What's your first date? So you and Pascal got married eventually, and and you. How long have you been married now?
A year and a few months.
Oh,
I'm very bad in keeping track.
Oh, goodness.
But our son is a few months younger.
And Yuri and I, we've been married for 5 years in July, and you spoke some beautiful words at our wedding, which was gorgeous.
It was a beautiful wedding.
We have somebody here called El Israps, and this person says, I don't speak English, I only speak Spanish, but I'm getting along well with the Google Translator. So maybe, Laura, it's time for you to just say a little final word in Spanish for all your friends around the world who speak español. Yo hablo poquito español.
Mira tú. Bueno, fue un privilegio poder hablar contigo, Mirusia, y recordarme de tantas cosas bonitas que hemos pasado, y creo que todavía nos falta decir muchas otras cosas. Fue una experiencia muy nueva estar aquí en Instagram Live. Espero que la gente que estuvieron con nosotros le encantó, les gustó, y que les gustó nuestra colaboración. Y ojalá nos dan muchos corazoncitos. Y bueno, te quiero dar las gracias por ser mi amiga y por siempre poder hablar contigo y cantar contigo. So, did you understand?
Look, I can kind of follow it. I just missed the pina colada. Lots of it.
But the mojitos, is a mojito also good?
Mojitos are very nice too.
Bueno, la próxima vez que vienes, te estará esperando un mojito.
Sí. And I also like your choclo de... What is that?
Pastel de choclo.
Pastel de choclo.
Pero
this is gorgeous.
Con pisco sour.
Oh, this is such a traditional Chilean dish. Everyone should try this. It's amazing. It's beautiful. But the way you make it, like, maybe you should invite some people over. Laten we doorgaan in Nederlands. Eventjes afsluiten in Nederlands. Het is heel leuk, Laura, dat je bij ons bent geweest hier op de Instagram Live. Ik ben echt zo blij dat jij mijn vriendin bent. Niet alleen maar op podium, maar ook buiten de hele podiumwereld. Gewoon in real life. Je bent echt natuurlijk op podium. En ik vind ook dat je zingt met je hart. En dat komt ook echt heel erg over als we naar jou kijken en luisteren. Zo voor alle Nederlandse mensen die kijken, dankjewel voor het kijken en het hartjes geven en de vragen stellen. Het is erg leuk.
Ja, het is echt bijzonder, moet ik zeggen. Ook om jullie commentaren allemaal te kunnen volgen. En soms wel een beetje afleidend hoor. Omdat ik dan zie ik een leuk appje voorbij komen. En we zouden natuurlijk het liefst op iedereen reageren. Dus dat is, dat is wel een dingetje. Maar ja, wellicht kunnen we het nog een keertje doen, Mirusia. Want ja, ik vind het ook... Ik moet ook nog even kwijt hoeveel ik jou waardeer als een podium. Uitvoerder. Alle... ik hoor iemand. Nee, maar als artiest. Want je hebt mij zoveel geleerd over ook het comfortabel zijn met met de mensen. Jij hebt mij geleerd om een beetje meer sociaal te zijn in het openbaar. Ik ben het gewoon privé wel, maar ik vond het altijd wel lastig. En ik kijk ontzettend naar je op. Ook hoe jij je repertoire kiest. Vind ik zo mooi hoe jij daar mee omgaat. En ja, je zingt het. Ja, over het zingen hoef ik niks te zeggen, want dat is gewoon mooi. Dat is gewoon,
van jou ook. Ik denk dat wij daar niet meer over praten, want dat hebben we al helemaal uitgepraat.
Ik geniet van elke tour en ik hoop dat jij ook een keer naar een toertje van mij kan komen kijken. Wij werken er hard aan.
Absolutely. So keen for that, Laura. Laura, tell us a little bit before we go. What are your future plans right now? We're all sort of at home. We're all still isolating a bit. Tell us a little bit about what's up for you in the future. What can we look forward to hearing next? It's very exciting from what I heard a little bit about yesterday. I got a sneak preview. But tell us all a little bit about it.
Well, my band love has also in this corona time submerged a bit more. So we're busy finding doing it very slowly because I am a mother and I have a really beautiful child that needs a lot of attention, and I also want to give my baby that attention.
Yeah.
So we are working on a release, but that's going to be next year with our own music. And it's going to be a classical world kind of music mixture, crossover.
A crossover. I love it. I love it. That's going to be brilliant. So everybody, you heard it here first. Laura's going to be releasing some music next year, and they're going to be originals. So make sure to follow her on Instagram and on Facebook and everywhere you want to. She's going to be releasing some music.
Yes. So, I just hope that everyone is healthy and stays healthy. And please keep checking and do what you have to do to be safe. And did I also call you Rouge a time?
Yeah, you've called me
I would call you Rouge.
Yeah.
I don't know when it changed. Maybe when we became more adults and I called you me.
I've always called you Lau. Like, Lau.
But maybe we should end with our Peter.
Oh, Peter. Oh my gosh. Okay, so everyone, before we go, this is so great. So Laura and I, we are obsessed with the movie trilogy, The Hunger Games. And because I kind of think that, Laura, you look a little bit like Katniss, especially when you do like the side plait. You look like Katniss, like, honestly. And in the movie, they put their fingers up like that, and then they go like, and they all do it, and it's like, it's a thing. It kind of sometimes feels like we're in the Hunger Games nowadays, like just a little bit, just, you know, like these people can leave their home and you can't. But definitely. And then anyway, there's this one guy in the Hunger Games, and his name's Peter. It's not Peter, it's Peter. Anyway, and she's always calling out to him, and she's like, Peter. But it's just the way she calls out to him that it's just so funny. And we always used to be like, Peter, Peter. And then one day we took Frank Staines with us to see one of the movies at the cinema.
The third, I think.
What is going on? And we were just like, Peter. And he was like, I'm so regretting going out for this movie tonight.
And you haven't even told. I think this was the third movie, so we had a marathon before it.
We'd had a marathon the night before. Yeah. Peter.
So we had seen everything.
Oh gosh. Well, Laura, it's been a real joy to speak with you here today on Instagram Live. Thank you so much for joining me. I'd just like to let everybody give their hearts to show their appreciation. You can clap if you want to, if you're at home and people
And
don't
also,
find it.
of course, for you, me. For you,
Oh,
for bringing
thank
all
you.
these nice chats online and
Oh,
keeping
thank
your friends
you.
close. And yeah, making beautiful music. And we're waiting for you to come to the Netherlands again now.
I know, I can't wait to come to the Netherlands. I was meant to be there this year. I was meant to be there a month ago, and again later this year. And unfortunately, everything has had to be moved a year up. So
Yeah. Oh, that's good to hear. Because I
I
know
will
some
be there.
people, Bente, Patricia, all are waiting for you to come.
Yes. So I'll be there in May next year. I'll be performing in Oe and Laak, which is very close to Maastricht. And then I'll be there again later in the year, and I'll be announcing that at the concerts in Oe and Laak, like I was meant to be doing this year. So everybody, please do stay tuned for those dates, and please be patient as well. Laura, people are asking, when are you coming down under though? When are you coming to Australia?
Well, we'll have to arrange that because I was supposed to be there, but then I was very pregnant. And so I think I want to be there soon because I have lovely family there, as Mirusia has met them in Perth. And I have some extra family, bonus family as I see it, Henya and Captain Jack.
Jack.
I need to meet Sasha because I mean that girl is gorgeous.
Well, you've met her, but she was only like that big. She's a full-grown toddler now, and for those of you who've kind of been following, a lot of people have been asking, can you post some photos of your babies? If you just look on our Facebooks and look on our Instagram accounts, you'll see the photos that we've uploaded in the past. We don't tend to put too many photos of our children online because they don't really have a choice in the matter, so we'd like to sort of give them a choice. Could you imagine if our parents had Instagram, and imagine all of those baby photos, and you'd be so embarrassed. So we try not to put our children online too much, but yeah, you can find some on there that we've put on previously. But absolutely, it's a wonderful thing to be able to have family, and to be able to have a family that you aren't blood related to, but that you feel so connected to, like you're my sister, Laura. So everybody, please thank Laura so much for joining us.
Thank you, Mirusia.
Thank you so much, Laura, and we'll speak to you again soon.
Yeah, so I just press stop, or
I'll cut.
You'll just log me out.
Thanks, Laura. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody. That was Laura Engel. She is an incredible singer. So thank you so much for joining us here tonight on Instagram Live. If you want more Instagram Lives, we have another one coming up next week. And I'm so excited to announce who my guest is going to be. So you're just going to have to stay tuned. I'll be announcing it in the next couple of days. Everybody, stay safe out there. Stay connected. Stay healthy. And most importantly, stay happy. See you again next time, everybody. Bye.